On today's episode, I'm going to show you the greatest fuzzes to ever come out of Japan, and they're not what you think they are. This is like where we roll the intro, and then you're like, oh, what are they? When we think about the world of guitar pedals and fuzzes, especially vintage fuzzes, we think about Japan because there are so many amazing brands that gave us so many classic circuits. I think about stuff like the Ibanez Standard Fuzz, in the same flavor, the late 60s Univox Super Fuzz, brands like Shinai with the Companion, even Roland in the mid-70s with the Beba and other weird things that they made, and then even later Boss pedals like the FZ2. But there is one brand that is consistently overlooked, and it's infuriating, and I think they make the best fuzzes that Japan ever made, period. It is the brand of Guyatone. Guyatone was technically started in the 1930s, but officially entered into the guitar world that we know it as in about the 50s with tons of electric guitars, and then they moved into effects in the 1960s. And the very first Guyatone Fuzz I want to show you that is underrated and incredibly cool and super collectible is the Buzzbox FS1. And I'm gonna say this, it has the greatest box of any pedal I own, and it deserves the big, massive, super deluxe box stinger. I'm gonna unwind the twine from the box twine winder. Good band name there. Oh, look at this. This is so satisfying. It's also horrifying because this twine is twice as old as I am. But inside the box, first of all, look at this. We have this logo. See?
Whoa.
That look. But on the shirt, it's thicker and glossier, but it's the same thing. Buzzbox FS1 Tokyo Sound. Guyatone is also known as Tokyo Sound. It's a long story. We don't need to get into it here. I'll do a history of Guyatone later. Let's open it up. Look at this. Look at this beautiful pedal. Hold on. What's this? We have Nick. Nick, we have one of these card things.
Wow, I think that's the first piece of paper I've actually been interested in that you pull out of a box.
I can't read it. I'll translate it later. Guitar House, Karosaki. The telephone was 259-633 if you want to call that. I'm sure it doesn't exist anymore. PS105. This stuff gets me excited. I don't know what it says, but look at this guy. Look at this. Look at this guy.
He's so happy.
That's Mr. Guyatone. All right, here's what's cool about this pedal. The Buzzbox. There is a version of this. Hold on, I'm getting really excited. This is the rarest Guyatone Fuzz, I think. There is a version of this that says Buzzbox. It's a misprint. I'm never gonna find it, but if you have it, that means I could find it. Just hit me up in the comments. Anyway, at first glance, what does it look like? Well, it's a tone bender, right? It's probably a Mark II, right? Wrong! It's a tone bender 1.5, which is basically a fuzz face. It has Japanese transistors, which is really cool. They have a kind of a different, distinct nature about them. Has an on and off switch here, and it sounds incredible. I was so fortunate to find this with the box, add it to the collection. Let's play it. Let's play this, and you're gonna like it. It's one of the greatest fuzzes that ever came out of Japan. And it's worth saying this is the first fuzz that ever came out of Japan. Pretty sure. I believe this is early 67, and I think that the Ace Tone stuff was late 67, and then a few other Guyatone things late 67. So I think this is the actual first fuzz that came out of Japan. So there's something cool where this fuzz, words are hard. There's something cool where this fuzz comes out of England and gets cloned in Japan. I love it. I love the stories that I don't know about, but I know they exist. This Guyatone pedal, one of the greatest Japanese fuzz pedals ever made, comes from the totally forgotten years of Guyatone. This stuff is hard to find, but you can find it here and there, but nobody cares. It's like Japanese only. It gets brought over to the US. It's confusing. Again, it's a weird era. But this is called Fuzz 2000. It was made in the year 1999, and you know what that tells me? Guyatone was looking towards the future. In the year 2000, this is their take on, hey, let's take a fuzz face and let's replace the germanium or silicon transistors with FETs. It's a FET fuzz fuzz face. A fuzz face FET face. Let's jam on it. It's a FET face. FET face. That's it. That's what I was looking for. FET face. That was just letting the guitar be dynamic by not using a pick and playing it soft for cleaner tones and then biting into it for the fuzz tones. Had spring reverb on as well. It's kind of like a slacker rock FET face. Slacker rock FET face. That's what I just did. I played slacker rock with a FET fuzz face. Next up comes from the year 1973. There's a print ad here on the screen from 75 where it's in the catalog, but I'm pretty sure this is 73. It is the Guyatone Sustainer FS6, and I have the box. And before we play the stinger, I know a lot of people are hating on this. Like, oh, all they do is show the box stinger. Well, you know what? I collect boxes too. And boxes mean as much to me as the pedals. And if you can't hang with that, you don't have to watch the show because the show's free. You could watch Hulu, Netflix. You could watch cable TV, but I'm going to talk about boxes sometimes, so let's play that stinger.
He has the box.
First of all, before I open the box, it's notable that there's a beautiful blue sticker on the side that you would never see unless you had the box. In defense of having the box, I just want to say I have a sticker you don't have either. It is 9,800 yen. Addison, US currency on that?
About $79.
You know that off the top of your head?
I sure did.
It's amazing. Let's open it up. Oh, that's kind of damp. A lot of times outer boxes have a different contextual moisture ratio to the inside because they get hit with the weather. The insides protect. Hey, it's science, and I believe in science. I'm going to open it up here. Okay, we got flaps. We have an outer hood flap, and then you have the two linear side flaps. This is important when you're looking at and contextualizing the history of a box. You also notice there's some tape there with the top moisture layer disintegrated the original glue. That is toxic, by the way. Japanese glue, very toxic in the 70s. Pull this out. Ooh, well, there's some stuff in here. I hear. There's some stuff. I have a Ziploc bag. We have some plastic. See, this is not good. That means something broke on the pedal. I'll cry about that later. It's all over my hands. What's in the Ziploc bag, you ask? Well, let me show you. And those of you who didn't ask, you don't have to watch this. This may not be your show. I don't know. Go watch something else. Go watch someone demo something. I'm just on a rant here about the box. I saw someone hating me because I like stuff in the box. This is a note I can't read, but it's in the box and it's in Japanese and it's really beautiful. Now, to the pedal that was in the multi-layered box. It's a sustainer. What is this? What could this be a clone of? What is it, like a clone of a fuzz? It's a fuzz face, right?
No.
Right? I mean, look, come on. What do you think? Yeah?
It has 3 knobs.
Yeah. What? Ah, Nick, wisdom abounds inside of you. This is actually a triangle big muff. I think. Here's the problem. 73 is what I think the release date is. The 73 Big Muff was the ram's head, right? If you didn't know that, now you do. This is 6970. So they took this idea, kind of made a big muff. It has a different input stage, but it is a big muff. It's nothing like a fuzz face. So it's like this strange hidden Big Muff clone, and it causes a problem in something I taught once on Patreon. Maybe we'll air this episode later. I taught the history of Big Muff clones in a lecture, and I've always believed that the Jordan Creator was the first Big Muff clone. I wanna talk about the plastic bag. I'm just gonna move on though, because I understand I'm outwarming my welcome, or whatever the saying is. This is a Big Muff. It's really cool. I'm gonna drop D this, and I think we go to Doom Sludge Pop Town. Doom Sludge Pop. Sorry for where that jam ended up. I'm on a lot of sinus medication, and that's how I feel. Let's go to the next pedal. I'm more than halfway through convincing you that the brand Guyatone, which you completely and continually ignore, has made the greatest fuzz pedals ever to come out of Japan. I'm halfway there. I think I've almost got you. I just gotta reel you in, and we're gonna do it right here, because I have 3 more pedals left. Let's go with the one time they actually did try to clone a fuzz face. Fuzz face, 2 transistors, the topology of the Vox 816, Tone Bender 1.5, kind of similar thing. Well, Guyatone had this little doozy around 72. It's called the Crazy-Face. I actually love the color. It's strange. This one has a problem. It drives me insane. I found this on LA Craigslist, and I had my good friend Mason Stoops. Let's put his picture up there because he's awesome. He plays for Jackson Brown right now, and he's a great guitar player. You've probably seen him around. He went and found this for me. But it's a little weird because when you open it up, someone destroyed it, and there's some wafer board bullcrap circuit. There's like a cake. Look at this. This is literally visible sin. If I've ever seen sin visible in front of me inside of a pedal, look.
Pedal crime.
Whoever did this, I want you to know something. If I ever meet you and you look me into my cold dead eyes and say, hey, I did that to the Crazy-Face, I don't know what'll happen. I am glad you left this NOS battery in here though. This is a real doozy. Hard to find. It's the 12 volt number 228 by Everready. Spectacular fuzz tone. Anyway, this doesn't work, but don't fear. I have another version of the same circuit that works, and it's more interesting. They also made these that said Kingston, so there's like some OEM stuff going on like you see a lot with Shinai. The version that works, I believe, is from '69. Now, I see on Reverb, early 60s Japanese fuzz face. No, impossible. Never happened because the fuzz face is from '66. So unless all of Japan time traveled to the early 60s and cloned a pedal that had not been made, I mean, it's possible. If anybody's gonna do it, it's Japan. It's this. This is called the Sears Fuzz. When this was in its original state, they were pretty much identical guts. Notice the input-output up top. This is just a prettier version of this. But these were in the Sears catalog, really cheap and affordable. And I believe they're from '69. I believe the colored one is from around '71, '72. And this is one of my favorite fuzz face circuits. It's spectacular, it's cheap, it's made just with the kind of quality where you're pretty sure it's going to fall apart at any moment, and that keeps you on the edge of your seat, so your playing reflects the horror inside of you about the gear you're using, and I enjoy that for my style of music. Also, in my basement at home, I just a pile. I just have a pile. Are we zooming in on these? I'm just going to pull them out here. I don't understand why I have these. They're just casings. Just going to keep. Can I pull them out?
Yeah.
Do we have time for this?
Yeah.
This has some other circuit. I don't know what's in that. This is not the right circuit either. Oh, here's some more. Look. These are just in my basement. So, oh, there's some other circuit. What is this circuit? No idea. What is this? Oh, that's the actual circuit, but it's trashed. Hold on, I'm still going. Do you guys have stuff like this in your basement?
Did that come with your house?
No. This might actually be the right circuit. Anyway, the point I'm trying to make is I love this pedal so much that when I see one broken, I save the enclosure and bring it home with me because I don't want it to hurt inside the way that I've always hurt. Was fun. I just turned the guitar volume down for the intro. It has a wonderful cleanup, much better than a lot of my actual fuzz faces. And then I rolled the volume up and you have the really big, thick fuzz tone. One thing that's interesting about this, with the Japanese germanium transistors and the way they bias this fuzz, if they even bias it, they probably just assembled these and it's a little bit of chaos in each one. It's very Velcro-y, and I know a lot of you like Velcro tone. We should have a t-shirt that says Velcro tone. Velcro tone, Velcro. Everybody say Velcro tone. Velcro tone. It's fun to say, especially when you're on medication. Next up, I've almost got you reeled in. This one might do it for some of you. I got 2 more pedals, 2 more chances. I will not fail. I will win. I will win this battle of fuzz. I have shown the box series, the only thing I've ever done on Guyatone as a company. Fantastic series from late 70s, probably 76, 77, 78, somewhere in there. A little hard to rope that in. I played these, they're cool. This will kind of do some fuzz, but it's not one of my favorite fuzz pedals. We're not going to do the box series, we're going to do the effects box series. This is from the 80s, and what a coincidence, the effect box series has a box.
He has the box.
I'm going to keep showing the boxes. I will not be stopped. If you don't like that, you don't have to watch the show. I'm just pointing it out to the one guy who said it out of 10,000 people. I just want you to know. I'm not going to stop. Here's the manual. Again, it's in Japanese. It's like torture. When am I going to learn Japanese? When am I going to do it? Paul Gilbert said he would teach me, but I have so much going on. Could someone learn Japanese for me?
Okay.
Sweet. It's the Multi-Octaver. I know what you're thinking. Oh, is that an octave fuzz? Well, no, not really. It's an octaver, an analog octaver. It's not a fuzz, but I'm going to use it for fuzz. And I'm not going to explain myself. I'm going to show you how you can do something with a pedal that doesn't let you know it can be used that way. A lot of pedals do other things, big shocker. Sometimes a pedal says distortion, but it'll do overdrive. Or it says overdrive and it might do fuzz. Well, this says multi-octaver and I'm going to do octave fuzz. I think it's from 81, I think. I don't know. These serial numbers are impossible and I don't read Japanese. You already know that. Let's move on. Let's play it. Last up in the greatest Japanese fuzzes ever that you've honestly ignored because you look at other fuzzes, and I'm bringing attention to Guyatone, who is worthy of our eyes when it comes to fuzz and ears. This is the TZM5. It's called the Torrid fuzz. I do want to point out, this originally had like a metal bar here, like a little handle. We can put it up on the screen. It's bothering me. I just realized it doesn't have it. Someone took it off. There's the screw holes. I'm super upset about this. Almost want to shut everything down and quit the show because I've like, come on. I wanted to make a joke about the handle. No, I can't. I do want to say, if you put a battery in this, you have to like undo these hex bolts. It's pretty serious. I mean, if you're a gigging musician and you have a socket wrench for the battery of a pedal, you're more of a man than I am. So this is a cool pedal. It's made by a friend of mine, Toshi. He's incredible. He's worked with all kinds of companies, but he designed a lot of this era and even some of the current Guyatone stuff. This is from the Mighty Micro series, and I believe this is around 2009. Now, what's cool about this is it is one of the best fuzzes on earth ever made to do other things other than fuzz. So I showed you this and said, sometimes pedals do other things. Well, this is an amazing overdrive pedal. So it does not have a fuzz control. It's very, very different and very strange. So it has a level, a tone, and a depth. Now, depth is what I would consider a fuzz control, but I know that it's not controlling fuzz in the typical way that a tone bender or fuzz face or big muff works. It's doing something else, and it's really beautiful. And then you have an input gain control, which obviously the more gain you put into a fuzz, the more fuzzier it gets. So I'm gonna put that at about 75% and leave it. And I'm gonna start a jam to show you how good of an overdrive this can be with this depth all the way off. It is like wonderful Fender tweed kind of break up with my guitar in the bridge position, and then I'm going to reach over and I'm going to crank that really quick. There's also another switch that I don't understand why other builders, including myself, don't do this. People that don't do this are stupid, and I'm one of those people that's very stupid. You should put a phase switch on a fuzz. It makes so much sense. So I'm going to start in positive, then I'm going to flip the phase when I turn the fuzz up. It's so amazing, so underrated. Guyatone has the best fuzzes. I will argue it. During this jam, I'm going to be arguing with myself about that comment. And I'm going to put on the tube echo from the Flip series. Honestly, it sounds great. It has a tube in it. I actually think it's not gimmicky. This is the 1 out of 70 billion pedals with tubes that is actually running current through the tube. Shocking. And this is a great series, by the way. They have one called the Metal Monster. I've shown it before. It's a real monster of a pedal. This is the delay. I'm gonna use it the whole jam. Now we jam. That jam is it. I hope I've convinced you. I think that was kind of like a Bush, post-famous Bush, like Science of Things or Golden State era Bush, mixed with Slow Dive, who probably 3 of you know who that is. That's what we were going for there, really trying to catch you off guard with something you never heard. I love this pedal, so cool. And it's still, all of these are super cheap. I mean, except for the crazy old ones that you can't find. Guyatone will drive you crazy if you're a collector because so much of it is in Japan, and then it's just like, where do you even find it? I have a couple people that help me, And if you want to teach me Japanese without me spending time learning it, let me know how that works. I would love to speak Japanese and read it. Again, with no time for me because I'm too busy currently. I'm sure science has some method of doing that. I hope I've convinced you that Guyatone made and maybe will always make the greatest fuzzes from Japan. I don't know. I love the other brands, but Guyatone, there's something special about you. Let's go to record time. Today's record time is brought to you by 2016 Swimming Against the Tide by one of my absolute favorite artists, The Japanese House. This is an EP. It's awesome. If you don't know about Amber's work, check this out first. Swim Against the Tide. Face Like Thunder, track 2 is maybe my favorite Japanese house song ever, I think, possibly. I don't know. But this record's really great. It's 4 tracks. You're going to wish it was like 20, and you will play it on repeat over and over. It's brilliant, and the name is fitting. We're going to talk about Japanese fuzzes. That's it. Let me know in the comments what you think. Thanks so much for watching this episode. I hope you enjoyed it. In the comments below, let me know your favorite fuzz that I played today, and maybe or maybe not, we'll tally the votes and make the decision on the greatest Japanese fuzz by Guyatone ever made. I doubt we'll do that because we don't like adding things up, but it'd be fun to see what you think. And if I did not play a Guyatone fuzz that you love, because there are several other ones, drop that in the comments as well. Hit like if you like this, subscribe to the channel, and click the bell icon to get notifications of future episodes. And also in the description below, you can jam with us at BandLab. You can literally play whatever you want, sing whatever you want, beat on any type of drum or cardboard box or kitchen pot pan, whatever you want to do. I'm getting choked up thinking about it. You just need to jam with us. Bye. This is it. It's over.